In the middle of this thermal image here, you can see that the line in the shape of it, and we don't know what those are yet, but we'll flip over to thermal mode or tele mode, excuse me, and you can see that these are algae here, and there was quite a few in that group. And here we are, we're zoomed in on a doe out there. Here's another doe and another doe. And what I'm trying to say is we did actually see a lot of game today. I would say we probably saw close to 10 doe, no bucks. But here's a side by side and an example of how to. All right. What we got here is I want to if you want to know where you can fly and not break any rules, and if you're a licensed pilot or a hobbyist, recreational drone flyer, or whatever, this is where you can go to find out whether you can fly there or not. It's the FAA, Federal Aviation Administration Drone Zone. All right, and the website's up here. But if you just Google that or Bing it, whatever, it may work just fine. Yeah, I'm sure you'll be able to get where you need to go. And then you'll log in, and it brings you to this screen. I clicked on drone services, and let's say the area that you want to go to, you need to get a waiver to fly there. And this is where you would go ahead and try to get an authorization to fly in an area that you currently can't unless you have a waiver. Now, I also use the app before you fly, and this app shows where recreational flyers can and cannot fly. The FAA's before you fly shows where recreation flyers can and cannot fly. And I got this app on my phone, but so before I fly, I make sure it's okay. Now, if there's a sign pounded in the ground, and I could put one in my front yard for that matter, and unless it's known to the Federal Aviation Administration, my drone will fly there. If the area is restricted for flying, my drone won't fly there, and that's because DJI won't allow the drones to fly in a restricted airspace without the waiver. So if some of you guys are out there worrying where I'm flying there because these guys right here say it's okay to fly it. And I just wanted to make that perfectly clear. Well, we're coming up on our first deer, and kind of see it over there. There we go. That's another thing I'm trying to do.
God damn it.
Is just get control over the joysticks. It's a doe. All right. I'm showing you just so you're familiar. This is the distance I am away from where I'm at. This is the elevation in the air, and this would be the speed I was traveling. But right now, I'm just hovering. And I'm showing you this because I want you to show how far away from the deer I really am right now. Came up on another deer here, and it's out in some pretty tall grass. He'd be kind of hard, or she would be kind of hard to see. But yeah, trying to hunt that on the ground be tough. I they recommend if you out there you get a tripod stand. They really love eating that grass. And I'm probably 750 feet away from this deer right now. At the top, you can kind of see the zoom at 56. Radar, radar, thermal infrared screen on the left kind of shows the body ink and white. Now look at that grass. That grass isn't just as high as the deer is. If you're walking around that, you'd be making so much noise that deer would be gone. You never saw it. When you zoom this far out, it's really hard. Just a little bit of movement is exaggerated. Part of me out here getting used to this is this. It's just a nick of a tap on the joystick. You just got to get that feeling. There's another deer right there. It's kind of funny. I was heading out to another place this morning, and I forgot my cell phone. And to fly this equipment, I need an internet connection. I need to use my cell phone as a hotspot. So I had to turn around and I said to myself, hey, this could be a sign. Got to make a change. So I made a change, came out here, and it turned out it was a good change. When I got this set up to where
it's going to maintain. Oh, here's a now guy, the first now guy of the morning. But as I said, I got this set up on a limit, so it won't go out of my line of sight. The limit right now is 1.1 mile. I'm at 287 feet high. There's the deer. There's the mountain. You look, they're laying down too. That's amazing that this infrared over here can pick up those images like this. I've noticed that when I go home and put these videos on a larger screen, I can see other heat spots moving around it that didn't notice because the remote controller screen is considerably smaller.
Maximum flight distance reached.
And you see I'm at the 1.1 miles. So it won't let me go any further than that. There's those two now guys laying down, eating grass. What a summer day. I'm not bothering those guys a bit.
Alright.
I set the return to home. And that's probably because the battery was at a level that I felt I'd just go ahead and bring it on. No sense in taking any risk. So we're on our way back.
Landing.
All right, we're coming in for the landing here. And there we coming up here is I'm going to use the drone to try to film some of these swamp birds over here. There's an egret over here. Kind of interesting to watch these guys hunt around. He just took a stab at me over there. pretty active. He's getting around there.
That's good.
Now we're actually seeing the footage from the drone here. That's why there's no control gauges on the screen right now. And that's a spoonbill right in the center of the screen right there. The sun doesn't show, but there is a pinkish tint. I had taken a picture with another camera. Could be the time of day. See the reflection in the water. Almost perfect mirror image coming up. And you'll notice here soon what I call a spoonbill. Their snout looks like a spoon on their spoon bill. Their bill is like a spoon. I'm just going to cover it up. Man, a perfect mirror. It gets me.
Here we go.
We got a side by side thermal with a pillow lens up there. You got this deer out here. Seen all those, no bucks. There's nothing. Another female here. Now, if we look at the infrared, there may be something off to the left of the crossovers. Yep, that's that deer. Those blackbirds crackle. I wonder what they're doing there. Again, they're really eating that grass. Right here, I'm trying to initiate a smart track. And what I'm trying to do is highlight the sound. But one of the problems with it is this AI is programmed to do people, cars, and boats. Now, there are people that may have written AI to recognize wildlife, but at this point, I don't know. Kind of Got stickers on there. What he's trying to pull up.
Maximum flight distance.
Nice. He hears the drone. Or she hears the drone. I'm 250 feet up. I'm at the maximum amount of the distance I can go at 1.1 mile. And I'm hovering at 0 miles per hour. She's gonna eat away. I'm not bothering her. And then she's trying to eat it. She wants the bottom part of that piece of bread. That's what she wants. Must be one of her favorites. I'm at a zoom of 50.6 right now. And you can see it's a little bit digitized. We're back in the small column set. Yeah, we are. I used the drone to capture some video of this black neck still. And yeah, they got some stilty looking legs. Kind of an exotic bird. Looks different. That one's like a different type of bird. Just saying that must be the color of the legs are different. Again, we got perfect reflections on the water. Lots of white reflections out there. But you can look for movement and the shape. Oops, looks like up. I see one in the bushes. And they just moved. I see. Need to fly closer. Look straight down. You got away. Huh? See a couple moving on the bottom left corner. Then talking about me. Oh, there's one right there. Look at that. Yeah, you see his head poking through the weeds, eating that brush. That's amazing.
Yeah, I got a lot of good stuff here.
I sure does like those leaves.
Ooh, there's another one.
Small group, 3, 4, maybe even the fifth one coming up there. They just walked into the Zoom camera. And, all right, boy, gotten lucky here to come up on this group here. Typically, when I travel like that, it's consists of a mom, female, and which is also known as a cow, and then she'll have two younger. At the most, usually just two, and then young males will also travel in these type of groups. And the reason why I say that males are young, if I do spot one with antlers or not horns, I should say, since it is a bull, um, the color is still the same color as the mom. So as the bull gets older, it becomes a darker color, almost black, but that they do reference this nowadays as the blue bull. Look at it, making it, they can hear it, but it's not scaring them or anything. Again, I'm at an elevation of just over 200 feet. Um, it's pretty far. And since these animals have keen sense of hearing, they can hear it, but they're not concerned with it. So they're not threatened, but they are curious. You know, I've kind of noticed that these deer and down guy are all in the same area. They like those tree leaves too. Between the grass and the tree leaves, you guys eat pretty good.
And if I'm correct, there's gonna be some right over here.
Still just eat. Move on. Search for something else. I still see that group moving on the left-hand side of the infrared screen.
Maybe not.
Starting doing this thing, identifying your shape easy. Because if you're looking at, there's a lot of white stuff in there. I imagine if I was going to do this on someone's site, I would figure out how to hook up an auxiliary monitor, bigger screen. I can see that group, but after you drop down below the 56 OX on the infrared screen, there's another one just below, I should say, it's below the 5, but again, off to the left of the edge of the 5. So, and since this is a video, I can't just move that. But if I was in the field, I could go down and take a look at it. But often Texas Park and Wildlife will go in and actually do a game count. And I think it's probably more efficient to do it this way than trying to net them or other methods that they currently use. Look at that.
Yeah, cool, actually.
Oh, we're on the return to home now. And that's the overview of that.
Yeah.
And this is where we're taking an overlook of the Laguna Atascosa, and the lake in the background is encompasses a pretty good area. And I usually travel around that lake. Um, I'm going to take a panoramic view of this area, and I'll end up putting it on my Facebook page to where you can pan, tilt, and zoom in and check this area. Right? But it's quite a spectacular sight, especially with all the wildlife. Just tons of wildlife here. Okay, we're taking the pictures now for this panoramic view. Or this is not the panoramic view. This is the visual high res. This is similarly different.
Starting panorama.
This is the panoramic. But we're 200 feet in the air, right next to the compass thing. It shows you on the right, it says 200 feet. But you'll be able to pan this picture any direction you want to.
Okay.
And remember from the start, before I fly, there's two sites I check that will allow me to check to see if it's okay to fly there. One is the Before You Fly app, and it's certified by the FAA, and it tells me if I need any special permissions to fly in this area, and it says it's open for flying, no extra permissions granted. Now, if this was flagged where I needed to get extra permission, then there's another one, and it's through the FAA. It's a website, and I can access and ask for permission to fly there. And they have to have a good reason to do it. Sometimes, and I've seen it where people just want to make a video and they apply for it and they get permission to do that.